Ladies and gentlemen of the old world, I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to this community showdown. It's going to be the Chaos Dwarves led by Caravithir facing off against the Warriors of Chaos, who shall be helmed by Count Games here on Bordello Landing. And it looks like it's going to be a mass mobility skirmish fight. So we have two Bull Centaur Taurecs, which are fast and furious, and a bunch of Hobgoblin Archers, which are actually really good against Warriors of Chaos because I think Drazhoth is trying to give a speech. He's like, Ita chutu dawi, ho ho ho. But we do have a range advantage. So the Broader Horsemen, of course, 90 range, and the Oglacon's boys and the regular Hobgoblin Archers do have 140. So they're able to put some nice skirmish down. Now, the Chorf Army skirmishers to deal with Chaos Horsemen. Two Bull Centaur Taurecs, very much SE, anti-large fighter. Their applications in the Chaos matchup would be things like Blood Beast, Armored Chaos Trolls, and if there is like an Archaon the Ever-Chosen type, two Bull Centaur Taurecs can probably go fisticuffs with Archaon and actually beat him. So Iron Demon, and up in the sky it is going to be Drazhoth the Ashen. Now, this is an extremely off-meta pick and very, very Chad. He doesn't really bring much to the table outside of the regular Sorcerer Prophet. He does have the Hellshard Amulet, which he gets Ward Save and Damage Reflection in melee. The Demon Spike Crucible, which can give him a lot of damage, up to 60% additional Spell Mastery, and yeah, that's pretty much what he brings over the Sorcerer Prophet here. So very fun stuff. And looking at the Chaos Army, I feel like these guys, this is a ladder match because this is the Creative Assembly version of Bordello Landing. And it's like, it's almost as if both these guys like agreed, although you can't really type to your opponent. You can't type to your opponent at all in the game anymore. They're like, all right, let's just have a skirmish fight with like no standing armies here. Marauder Horsemen, double Dragon Ogre. Oh, that's cool as hell. I mean, all the Chaos players really just rely on Hellstriders for their anti-large, but very cool to see the Dragon Ogres in action. And Hell Cannon in the back, always a good choice. Hellstriders, and then on the side, Marauder Horsemen. So let's get this game underway and see how the skirmishing fight does unfold here, as we do see the poke going down from the Hobgoblins shooting into the Marauder Horsemasters. They are Horsemasters, and they do really good damage, but with proper micro, the Chaos Dwarf player should be able to stay away. All right, keeping out of range, poking. Iron Demon going to be coming up as well. Now, Iron Demons do have a range shot at 120 range, which is really good against Horseman equivalents. Hell Cannon, though, will return the favor. So Hell Cannon, they're able to shoot into the Hobgoblins, and it does have a leadership penalty. They might actually just turn and run. I mean, they're very low leadership. Hobgoblins aren't about that life. So advancing up are more Hobo Goblins. They did grab the back point initially, and here we do have the Iron Demons advancing. It's got to be careful, though. All those Javelins can definitely hurt the Iron Demon. In the back, we do see the Dragon Ogre sitting on the defense with the Zazel, who I would imagine will come out with Rampage soon. Rampage will be pretty S tier here. If you could just Rampage Drazhoth, pull him into a bunch of Hellstriders and Marauder Horseman fire, that's going to be really, really bad, right? But the Dawizar do get their clutches on the points. Azazel's going to be coming up as a breath attack from the Veil Taurus. Really, really high angle on that one because there's like a bit of a downward slope there. Did swing and miss, so was not able to connect. Iron Demon still poking and chasing, trying to get in melee with the Horsemasters, but they better watch out. Dragon Ogre's coming in, and I feel like players have not seen Dragon Ogres in ages, so they're going to be like, oh, what the hell is that unit? What does it even do? Yeah, but honestly, I would even be happy if Hellstriders just weren't on the Warriors of Chaos roster, and we just like got to see some diversity of builds because they're just so meta and so freaking strong. Although they need a nerf, like a little bit of a gold increase. They're not like super busted like they once were, but yeah, definitely just a little bit too ubiquitous. Now, this is really risky by the Chaos Dwarf player. Pavane of Slanesh is activated, so what you do then is you land on the ground with the Zazel, and it's going to be pulling Drazhoth down to the ground, and you can see the Chaos player Count Games here going to be getting the Dragon Ogres on top of them. Now, it was a little bit slower. Half the duration the duration's almost over. If that had been done a little bit cleaner, it could have been massive damage. But still a very nice play. Over here, Hobgoblin Archer shooting in, and the Bull Centaur Taurecs are fighting against Hellstriders. A bit of a back and forth fight between those two. And Drazhoth going to be using the Flames of Asgore, which does a lot of damage even against monster scant units. If it gets a direct hit, it can do some okay work. Yeah, you can see right there, able to tickle those Dragon Ogres, and it does allow him to escape. Otherwise, he would have been surrounded, but, had they stayed the course, those Hellstriders would basically be dead. Skirmishing going down here as the Hobgoblins kite back against the Hellstriders. A very good counter. Hellstriders do have bronze shields, but they only have 15 armor, so mass skirmish cavalry can be very, very effective here. But overall, pretty even game. The damage done on Drazhoth is very significant, but not a lot of damage has been done to the rest of the Dawizar army. Bull Centaur Taurecs in a hard fight here. So, I mean, they are fighting something they want to fight, but they're a little bit surrounded by anti-large as well. So we'll see how it goes for them. Definitely a dodgy one as Drazhoth starts to chase his Zazel, but gets rampaged once again. Pavane of Slanesh, one of the strongest abilities, if not the strongest activated spell in the game, I think. I can't think of a spell that's better than Pavane. It's so freaking good. I mean, maybe some of the basic healing stuff like Earthblood, but yeah, Pavane is pretty disgusting. It's so powerful. So Chaos Dwarves have a really good Death Star, actually. I mean, they have two Bull Centaur Taurecs, which are anti-large, and double Iron Demon. So very, very meta Chaos Dwarves outside of, normally you'd see some Dwarf Warriors as well, just to hold objectives, but this is a very good style by Caravithir as well. Off meta being Drazhoth the Ashen here. So Hobgoblins shooting in, actually maybe going to get a kill on the frickin' Hell Cannon, but we do see the advancing of the Hellstriders. So those 25 Hellstriders are going to be saving that Hell Cannon from being wiped, which is very good. But will the Warriors of Chaos be able to deal with the Chaos Dwarfs Hellstar here? Oh, that's kind of cool, heavy metal. The Death Star here, as the two Tauruks are doing some work. Dragon Ogre's getting smashed up a little bit. The other one's very, very damaged. But the Iron Demons find their way over to the Forsaken, which is a great call for them. Immediately charging through, doing huge damage. And if they can finish off the Hell Cannon, that's going to be a giga victory for those guys. Really cool to see the Tauruks doing well. I actually have one of these in tabletop. Really fun model to use. They have like a big charge impact, and they look really cool as well. I use the Bull Centaurs from Blood Bowl, and I kit bash them to basically be my Bull Centaur Tauruks for Warhammer the Old World, which is fun. Here we do see the Bull Centaur Tauruk getting crumped, so Dragon Ogre is actually not doing badly, which is cool. Getting about 1,000 value, probably would win that fight. And the Iron Demons though do manage to get the Hell Cannon offline, not quite. There's still 4 Dowizar here, so Carefith here, too weak, help me, is going to be charging through with these 2 units and chasing down to make sure to get the kill and take that Hell Cannon offline. Flames of Asgore activated there. It looks like it maybe caught one of the Hellstriders on the way out. Hobgoblin Wolf Riders and Kadai Fireborn are going to be the reinforcements coming in for the Chaos Dwarves, as Forsaken and Aspiring Champions are going to be the call-ins for Count Games. Now, big fight up here in the sky that Azazel will 100% win. Drazhoath is a beast fighter. He's very, very powerful, but Azazel is active. Drazhoath is exhausted, and he was also very, very low. So Azazel able to get his prize, and I would imagine that the Ashen one is going to be sent back to the Ashen Waste, wishing he was a Sorcerer Prophet, so he had that super jank healing item, which would have literally kept him alive and probably let him win that fight right there. But he's going to be shattered. He is going to be taken down. Azazel very fortunate that there's no bodies of water nearby where he can plop into. But we got to watch the killing animation. I think he's going to get it. Or is he just going to do the dreaded Slaneshi humping? I'm not sure. He's flying overhead. We'll go look at something else. That one's going to take a while, I would imagine. So Hell Cannon is fully offline. Here on the back, we do see Aspiring Champions coming into the battlefield, but the Iron Demons are still very much functional. And that Tauruk didn't hear no bell. Yeah, there's the finishing blow there. Drazhoath finally finished off by Azazel. Currently looking at the points, though, Dowizar are favored for points. Dragon Ogres here do get taken down by the combined arms of the Bull Centaur Tauruk, which has gotten about 1,000 value. These Dragon Ogres able to get 1,300, so really cool to see like an old-school anti-large unit pay for itself. I feel like Dragon Ogres aren't terrible. They're actually a complete menace in tabletop, one of the best units the Warriors of Chaos have, actually. Iron Demons, though, might be able to carry this game. They're really running over a lot of the forces here, and it seems like, man, there's so many things that the Warriors of Chaos have done, and they just haven't quite been able to finish off some of these Iron Demons and these SEs. This one Iron Demon sitting at 1,700 HP with the Tauruk, and they are getting good work done against Hellstriders because Hellstriders are very squishy. They could definitely take a bit of a beating. On the other side, Iron Demon coming across with the Hobgoblins, and oh my god, if he stabilizes these Iron Demons, that might be enough to seal the game. Because they're just going to keep farming these Chaos units. Azazel doesn't really have much left, and he's actually battling the Fireborn here, right? Fireborn are going to be a hard counter against him. Fire damage and magic damage. Magic damage being the only relevant thing there with the anti-infantry bonus, so that's a little bit dodgy. And yep, this is it. This is brutal. Not finishing off these single entities, both these Iron Demons kind of cackling is going to be so brutal. And a Tauruk in there too. Bull Centaur Renders on their way in, and even though Count Games is ahead on value, he has so much value sunken into these 3 SEs, which are still functional and doing damage in the battlefield. I think that the Chaos Dwarves are probably going to find a way to close out this game relatively soon. Iron Demons cruising in, Kadai Fireborn getting chevrons already as they approach 1,000 value. Bull Centaur Render is going to be big MVPs here. They'll be able to fight off the Hellstriders no problem. Iron Demons do good damage against Hellstriders too. They're just a really nasty piece of equipment. As both players playing the very sweat of the sweat. Although Caravathir's build was extremely sweaty, but he did severely hinder himself by bringing Drazhoath, which shout out to the homie. The Chaos build is pretty sweaty too. I mean, using only Pavane spam with mass Hellstriders, Skirmish Cav, it's pretty nasty. I'm trying to think if infantry would have been useful for him here. I don't know. And he also brought Dragon Ogres, which are very off-meta too, though. So both players brought like good builds, but with off-meta inflections, which I think is quite fun. Azazel better watch out, though. The Iron Demon is going to be ramming him. We do see Hellstriders going over here to address the backcap. So here we do see the Hobgoblin threatening to backcap this objective here. Hellstriders screaming on over, going to get a nice charge, and the Wolf Riders do get run down. All right, all right. So on the other side, objective number 3 belongs to the Chaos Dwarves. Objective number 2 does belong to them, and probably will stay that way, although I don't know. Aspiring Champions and Forsaken, pretty Chad. Azazel might be able to weasel his way out of this situation, and the Hobgoblins on the back objective did get taken down. Could this be the time for Chaos to finally finish off these Iron Demons and take this game over? I mean, it might be the case. Azazel said to get 1,000 HP here. Both Iron Demons just rock hard trying to chase him down. The Dowizar train conductors here yelling and screaming as they chase down the Slaneshi demon here. And Azazel does get blasted. I think he's the only champion of Chaos who's not immortal, right? Because, yeah, Valky is human. Well, sort of. I mean, she doesn't demonic disintegrate. Yeah, Festus and Village are all, like, still technically mortals. Azazel, I think, was the only champion of Chaos who is technically a demon here. All right, so he does get nailed, though, down to 400 HP. Iron Demon, 600 HP on this one, 1700 there. And we get the Hashed's Dark Ravagers. Now, they are an anti-large unit, but are pretty chad here against even bigger threats. They just have such an insane stat line that they can definitely do well. 46, 52, 100, and the throwing weapons. Oh, they're actually going to wreck these aspiring champions. They'll be very, very good against those. Iron Demons need to find a way to team up here with the Bull Centaur Renders and try and stay alive. 265 HP, that is so freaking low. The Forsaken are even clawing it. You can see the Forsaken are like rapidly clicking on this as some Hellstriders head to the back objective to try and capture that. Middle Point has been owned by the Chaos Dwarfs for a long time, which is maybe going to give them the opportunity to Helm's Deep on it. We'll have to see. Hashed's Dark Ravagers gathering. Iron Demon and Iron Demon have arrived, and we do see the aspiring champions getting countered. And once again, the Chaos Dwarfs have formed up this like Death Star, which is just unholy. Stacking all of these really powerful monstrous units as well as single entities, that's going to be tough for them. Oh my god, and he freaking stabilizes the objective, so that's going to give him a triple cap, his opponent a triple cap situation, which is so freaking good. I like the Horse Masters though, it's going to be good. You know, all these units are really weak against Skirmish Cav. If the Chaos player had a couple throwing axes, man oh man. But Hellstriders are going to go into the fight, which is a little bit of a wild one. Could have maybe poked them down, but certainly urgency is on the table here. And we do see the capture weight flipping back and forth. Bull Centaur Renders are taken down here. One Iron Demon does get canned. And what are the Chaos Dwarves going to be doing? Are they going to be reinforcing their backpoint? No, straight up just bringing in the Kadai Fireborn. Okay. Fireborn will be all right here. They're a little bit weak against Hellstriders, you know, but it depends on the situation. They do have high armor still. They have 80 armor. I mean, even the demons of the Chaos Dwarves are heavily armored. And he is going to be trying to into the back objective with Hobgoblins, which will take pressure off the middle. But the middle is owned. Oh my god, Chaos Dwarves still have it. Jeez Louise. Fireborn arriving. Oh my god, he stabilized that. That is so dirty. He was so close to losing it. Oh man, that's going to come into play for sure. So here, Marauder Horsemaster is going after the other Iron Demon, which is at 1400. Another Horsemaster is going to be the call in here. Hashed's Dark Ravager is going to be chasing him down, and now the Dowies are going to be going for the back objective. He chases those guys down, continues getting poked. Hobgoblins there threatening that, but realizing the Hellstriders are still in reserve, they're going to be heading over there and going for it. On the backside, Marauder Horsemaster still throwing into the Iron Demon. Iron Demon sitting at 1200 HP. I think that the Dwarves can just kind of Helm's Deep on their back point if they want to, although it seems like Caravithir didn't bring any like sustained capture weight units like actual infantry, so he might have an issue contesting the side points, although the Hobgoblins can definitely do it. So he's still getting the 2 victory tickets per second. The Warriors of Chaos, man, this is a really close game. Like it just comes down to a couple little things. So much of the value difference. Obviously, damage and magic isn't always like tracked properly on these gold damage value trackers, but it's still like pretty wild that those Iron Demons have lived so long. Hobgoblins creep in. HP on this thing is going to be 60, and that Iron Demon is down. So Chaos Dwarves are down to a couple units. They literally both have just like a few things on the battlefield. 1300 value though. What are the call-ins going to be? He is going to be calling in another Iron Demon, which is an expensive call-in. But, you know, not crazy capture weight. These guys are playing a very different game, like just mainly skirmishers and cav, which is cool about domination is both styles are viable. Like you can totally do infantry swarms, you can do mobility and kiting builds. You know, almost every style can be viable depending on the map and the matchup in domination, which is really, really fun. Hellstriders, though, getting pounded out by the Kadai Fireborn and the Horsemasters. I don't know if they're going to have the DPS to get this done quickly enough, right? On the back, we do see these guys moving in. Iron Demon is going to be chugging along, heading over to the middle objective with more power. And we do see the Slaneshi Hellstriders just get chewed up here, guys. And I think that's it. I don't think there's any chance here. Horsemen trying their best to fight, but he knows it's over. GG, what a freaking game. It's like super micro heavy, and shout out to our boy. I know Caravithir, he's a good tournament player, but shout out to Count Games too. He played a very Chad game. I don't know if you're playing in tournaments, Count Games, but I highly recommend you join up, get on some tourneys, man. I think you could win some. You're very, very solid. Really, really love the Dragon Ogre play, and they actually didn't do badly. You know, here's the thing: if that Hell Cannon had been stabilized earlier, I think that Count Games wins that, right? Super close. And yeah, pretty good build. Chaos Knights are one of the weird things here, but everything else is pretty cool and has their applications. All right, guys. GG, well played. Value, Draz Hoth got bullied really bad. Bull Centaurs held their own, did fine. The Pain Trains were incredibly good, incredibly durable. And yeah, we certainly had a good match. All right, guys. See you around. Take care of yourselves. And that is it for today.